Hey Libra, welcome to your daily inspo. If you are new here, I'm Auji, and this is Sacred Libra, where we talk all things Libra. The shadow word question of the day is: in what ways do you ghost yourself? What ways do you neglect yourself, abandon yourself? Any aspect, your inner child, your divine feminine energy, your divine masculine energy, your higher self, your shadow, your divine mother energy. In what ways do you ghost any aspect of yourself? All right, let's get right into the blessing bag. My reading special is still on. Okay. My reading special is still on. All readings are 35% off um, on sacredlibra.com. This special is going on until the 17th, so make sure you get in on it, all right? You got your person's heart. There's a mutual attraction between you and your person. You have pure luck in all endeavors, especially if you're trying to get a job right now. You will get that job because you have pure luck in all endeavors. Like, it's going to work out for you. It's just, do you really want it? Do you want something? Because it's going to work out for you because that thing wants you. So now you have choices. You make the options. The ball is in your corner. You say whether you want something or not. You are the boss. Applesauce. Okay. Let's see what's in the gypsy bag for y'all. The gypsy bag, we have the shepherd. So I feel like there's a person that's coming right towards you. This is the message that I'm getting from this. Somebody tried to betray you out of something that was yours, or somebody tried to betray your trust or tried to stop you from getting something that they was yours, but they don't really know how spirit works. They don't know how energy, frequency, law of attraction, things like that, and just spirit works. Something is yours regardless. It has your name on it. This person can only delay you, and the delayed thought would be that another person can take something away from you. That is the delayed thought. Nobody can take anything that's yours away from you. So that is what's on the that's the delay. For some of you guys, that is what the enemy is trying to get you to do. It's trying to get you to betray yourself because they know that when it comes to this thing that is rightfully yours, they can't step in the way and betray it or take it from you. They don't really know how something works. There's a person who's also coming to you. Something is yours, whether this is a guy, whether this is a girl, a woman, your person that's coming to you, whether this is a job, whether this is an opportunity, whether this is an amount of money, whether this is a business venture or opportunity coming to you, it's still coming right towards you. And whoever, I'm feeling like this is a person. There's a person who has, you have their heart. This person really, really loves you, and they're coming right towards you because they found something out that was interesting. They found something out that puts you in a better light, and it could put somebody else in the worst light, or maybe it doesn't have to do with anyone else. Maybe this thing that they find out, it just puts you in a better position, in a better light. It's like, wow, okay, I didn't know that. Yeah, somebody wants to get in with you. This could also be a business venture. Somebody tried to stand in the way of it, but it's going to happen anyway. All right, it's going to happen anyway. Let's see what is the tarot energy for Libra. What is the tarot energy for Libra? What's coming through? Four of Pentacles, Two of Cups, valuable information. Yeah, this person finds out this valuable information and they want to kind of create some type of union. They want to move to the next level. I feel like there had to be a space between. When I was younger, this man told me, this Nigerian man, he told me the why men need space, why sometimes you need to create space in relationships, and why sometimes you have to take away access and you can't always be available. And he told me like the gifts of that. I wasn't listening back then. Back then I was a different type of clingy with my man. And that's something that I wish that I could do. Now I can do it. It's nothing. Like it's nothing. But I was back in that situation where you kind of think a person is like, they're your everything. They're the best part of, they're a priority in your life instead of you. Like, I've definitely been there before. And since I've grown out of that, I have not been back since, because that was one of the things that I did not want to do. Like, I didn't want to do, but I couldn't help it. Or I just felt like I was so afraid of rejection, or so afraid of not getting what I want, or so afraid of this person saying, well, okay, all right, bye. I was so afraid of that. Now I'm not afraid of rejection, because I'm going to choose myself regardless. If you reject me while I'm choosing myself, then, all right, okay. And then it's not so bad once you go through it. Like, something's not so bad once you go through it. When you learn to choose yourself, you just can't stop. I was just talking to my friend about that. Like, when you learn to choose yourself, you just can't stop pressing that button. It gets easier and easier and easier and easier. Of course, the first step is going to be a little hard, but you just can't. I can't stop pressing the choose me button. I can't stop. Like, I'm going to choose me regardless. Like, I'm going to create boundaries. I'm going to give myself space. I ain't people pleasing. You can be mad all you want to. It's not my job to make sure that you all peaches and cream. It's not my job to make sure. I'm going to keep choosing me, and I'm going to keep choosing that boundary button. Like the video of you been through it, and you at this point where I can't stop choosing me. Like, I'll be damned, because that other person going to choose them, and you can't make them not choose them. Like, I learned a lot of this from karmics. I learned a lot of this from karmic lessons. So these karmics here, they not so bad. They here to teach you lessons. Like, choose yourself, like I'm choosing me. Like, I'm choosing myself. And I forgot what I was going to say. So I feel like somebody need that message. Like, when you first start off, love, choosing yourself is hard. Trust me, I've been there. You'll be afraid of rejection. You'll be afraid of, well, what if they say, okay, I don't care, I'm not giving you what you want? What if they say that? That is the pill you, I was watching a podcast, but when you stand 10 toes down on yourself, you don't have a whole bunch of people all around you and stuff like that. You got to really be okay with a person saying, I'm not, no. And you have to really be okay with keeping your boundaries, even if a person is not going for it. Just because this person don't go for your boundaries, or a person is not going to treat you how you want to be treated, there's a need for you to kind of stand up and be like, okay. It's like, it's not for the faint. You can't fake this. You got to really have confidence to sit in this position. You cannot fake this. You can't come in this position insecure and still people pleasing, because you're going to be people pleasing. But when you stand 10 toes down, you can't fake that confidence that you have for yourself. Like, it's real life Empress and Emperor energy. It ain't nothing like, I'm telling you. Like, those of you guys who have been there, who have placed yourself in this position where you like, I'm gonna choose me like this. I'm choosing myself. I'm not lowering my worth. I'm not doing none of that stuff. I've been there, done that. And this cycle, in this lifetime, I'm going to be choosing myself. When you got to stand 10 toes down, you have to be very, very confident within yourself to stand 10 toes down and demand some type of, self-respect, self-love, whatever it is that you want. When you don't go, like, and those people who go after what they want, they usually get it. Those people who settle for less usually settle for less. We separating the real from the fake. And then no matter where you are on your journey, like I said, like, it's hard for you to do it for the first time. If you've never chose yourself, if you don't know what pushing that button is like. Oh yeah, people don't be wanting you to choose you. They be wanting you to choose them over you. That's the whole game. So of course, yeah, you're gonna ruffle some people's feathers. Yeah, some people gonna get mad. Some people gonna be real big mad about something. But this is not it's not your job to do. And it gets easier and easier and easier and easier as you continue to do it. As you continue to show yourself some type of self-love, it gets easier. Okay, let's see. What do we have for Libra today? In this daily inspo, what we got? We have the whale song resonating. Tell your story. Tell your story. Somebody is resonating with your unique story, and it's a need for you to tell your story. Your story is needed. For some of you guys, you're resonating with the message of choosing yourself. For some of you guys, at first you were around a lot of people who didn't, and that's a lot. Like, uh, what could I say without saying too much? Um, a lot of times you are placed around people and you have this mindful group think. Be mindful of what you're allowing people to tell you, because this will be from a person's perspective who is not pressing that choose myself button. But usually a lot of times when people aren't pressing that, well, no, sometimes they be big and loud, like real loud, but they're not choosing themselves either. They're not choosing themselves. They're not doing the thing. So I do feel like that there's a need for you to even step out and see a person who you feel like chooses themselves in a certain type of way and try to see if you can touch elbows with that person. Why? Because there's something that you need to learn from a certain type of person. For some of you guys, you could have. And this doesn't have to be a real physical being. This could be a person that you watch on YouTube. This could be a person this could be a mentor or something like that. Someone you see on social media, somebody who you watch, a character in a movie or something like that. There's a need for you to kind of channel that energy, because it looks like for some of you guys, you could have been around people, and this group thing could have definitely been a family. Like I said, this would be learned behavior, that instead of choosing yourself, because you're going to choose something. So instead of pressing the I choose me button, you're choosing I choose them button. And that's never okay. Even if you got to think about it, if a person truly loved you, would they want you to choose you over them over you? No. They will always want you to choose yourself, and you do what's best for yourself, and you do what you need to do to be happy. That is unconditional love. Whether for that moment I may not have to, I can't choose you right now because I got to choose me. I can't focus on your needs right now. I got to choose me. I can't do this, you know what I'm saying? A person who truly loves you understands that, because that person understands that it is sometimes in their life where they can't choose you, they have to choose themselves. And you don't want to be in a codependent relationship where everybody is looking at each other, choosing the other, the other party. Codependent, those relationships are hard to get out of. So you go from this energy where something was a group thing, something was influence. This energy of choosing the other person before you is an influence. And for me, I can be around a person because I've learned to look at a person through empathy. So I sympathize and empathize with the person because I remember that version of myself. And it's almost like the mirror of me looking to myself. And I just want to let me hold you. You have no idea like how brilliant you are. You have no idea how beautiful you are. You have no idea what the world has for you. And you just think that this is the end all be all. You think not choosing yourself is going to get you to the big win, when actually it takes you in the opposite direction, because you're not choosing your path, you're choosing another person's path for you. It takes me to a place of me like, what do I say? What am I going to say when I meet that version of myself? I'm going to reaffirm them. I'm going to reassure them. I'm going to offer any type of help that I can, you know, but I'm going to reassure them, because a lot of times we don't see, a lot of times we have no idea. Now you are pure focused on you. There's a shift in this place, okay? There are people here, and like this is just what it is. There are people here that have no problem riding that cycle. And I talk about this, I think I talked about this last year. There's a person here or people here that have no problem getting on that cycle. No matter how painful it is, no matter how much emotional turmoil makes them go through, they are just in the what's familiar to them. And then there are troopers that are getting out of the cycle and moving on. So I do feel like that there are people who are in this wind of this cycle here, then there's people who are moving on and getting out of that cycle. I'm pretty sure you are the one that's getting out of that cycle. Pretty sure if you're watching this and you notice that you are in a cycle, first, if you don't even know you're in a cycle, you got a lot of work to do. Okay. If you know that you're in a cycle, you are one step, a couple steps ahead, because a lot of people don't know that they're in a cycle. You can definitely do it. It just starts with you ripping the band-aid off or you taking the jump. It's going to start with like a big, bold action that you have to do in order to get yourself out of some type of cycle, to stop a pattern. Um, and this pattern would be you not choosing yourself and you choosing another person. You think that if I choose other people, it's going to get me to where I need to go. And it's not. It's going to get you to where they want to, where they been wanting to go. Okay, you have the matrix here, the divine mushroom. Everything is connected. This is giving me like a I want to say jute web, but it's not it. That's what I want to say, the jute web. But I'm gonna go into the book to see what's crossing this energy. Is the galactic mushroom. This speaks of a higher power, the matrix of consciousness, called God, spirit, source, whatever you call it. Um, I do also feel like this is like trust your path that you're on. And as I could say to a person who chooses themselves, who doesn't like, I'm going to choose me regardless. And every single thing that I've been through has led me up to this point. So trust the path that you have, that you're on. Trust what it is that you're going through, and trust that you are going to lead to this place where you may look unrecognizable to yourself. I know my inner child is probably so happy, like, oh my gosh, you're doing it. You're doing it. We dreamed of this version of you and you're living it. That's the type of aha moment I've been getting for myself with this inner child. Like I've been getting to this thing like, oh my gosh, you actually become the dream version of yourself. Like for some of you guys, you definitely need to sit back and realize how much you've become the dream version of your inner child. This is what your inner child wanted to be. You've stopped so many things. Um, and I'm just so blessed. Like just so blessed. So definitely trust the path that you are on. You may call to declutter, or you may need to declutter certain spaces of your life. Um, that make you feel lost, that bring this lost type of energy here. But right now you're looking at the key to the future, like the key to the future. And, you know, this energy, I was definitely feeling that inner child energy where I'm like, I'm so happy that I actually, like, it's hard work. I always talk about it's hard work to actually do your self work, but I actually did the work. I actually had the lonely nights. I actually went through the healing with the snot coming down my nose and not being, it's nothing pretty. I actually went through the times of me, like I actually did the work, and I'm so happy that I did the work because I can look at situations and I'm like, oh, I'm so thankful. And it just makes me feel so grateful that I'm like, wow, I'm just so grateful. So grateful that I actually did the work for my inner child. I actually became the virgin that my inner child wished that she had the strength and the confidence and everything to be. So I feel like that for some of you guys, you're in this moment where you are excited, where you are celebrating yourself, where you're looking like I came such a long way. And you may not even be there as close as to where you want to go, but you're looking at your life like I came such a long way. You could also be a person that could be seeing another person's situation and then looking at yourself where, wow, I've came such a long way. Like I've been through a lot, or I've been at, my low. It's get to the point where you kind of be thankful. You're thankful for your own trials. That's when you start talking different. The language start being different. You get to be thankful for your own trials. You can see the struggle, or you could see what other people could definitely be struggling with, and then it makes you be grateful for the life that you have. It makes you be grateful for the lessons that you have. Like, that's just the aha moment that I have been getting. Like, wow, I've just become this version of myself, that I've always dreamed to be, always wanted to be, always wanted to have a certain level of confidence within myself. I always wanted to have a certain level of, fierceness in me that allowed me to choose me over and over and over and over and over and over again. And I feel like I have been doing that very, very well. And I do feel like this energy of majority of you guys, you definitely are in alignment with me, because we are moving this thing along. We are not in the cycle. We are not repeating that same cycle, but we do give our love and we do give our empathy to those people who are still in that cycle, because we understand what it is, and we understand what we were going through when we were in that cycle. So it's no judgment to the next person. It's just pure empathy. It's just, I can empathize with your situation. I can feel it. Um, but I got to move on. Okay. I got to go. I got to bust the catch. Okay. It's like, well, we got to go. Um, Definitely take care of yourself, empaths, because something can be very, very heavy for you, where you do have to take care of yourself. You do have to protect your energy. So be mindful of that. Let's see what else. What else is coming through? So you believe in some type of divine wisdom. So somebody is an inner healer. It's like you actually believe in you. You got the spirit of the east. This is the air. This will be the intellect. This will be communication. This will be the wisdom. This will be discernment. So you believe in your intellect. You believe in exactly what it is that you're learning. You believe that your intellect or something is going to lead you to the harvest. It has been leading you to the harvest. So I feel like for some of you guys, you believe that you haven't been left astray on your journey. No matter how dark it got, no matter how lonely it is, you just have not been left astray on your journey. And this is this energy where you have stopped a paradigm of ghosting. So for some of you guys, that person who last ghosted you or something like that, that will be your last person, because you're no longer ghosting yourself. It's like you no longer feel alone on your journey. You feel covered. Make sure you water your seeds. Someone could definitely be feeling very, very emotional. I feel like a person could definitely be feeling very, very emotional. You do have the river woman. And I do also feel like that there's a person who is just understanding what you need to be around. And I remember there was this question. It was like, write down the people who you feed, and then write down the people who feed you. And being in this place, just a moment of transparency. And I've always worn this hat of like a healer, a person, needing advice, or let me get this person's opinion. And when you are that person who's there for everybody, you don't necessarily feel like people are there for you. You don't necessarily. It seems like when you, and I had a moment the other day, and I was talking about something that I was, going through. And it just didn't seem received as, it didn't seem as important as, it didn't seem as, as whatever a person was, going through. And I don't know, maybe the other or it didn't seem as received or as important as it would be if a person was telling me their business, no matter how petty or how little or how whatever. It just didn't seem like, it just didn't get that same type of energy. And for some of you guys, you can feel that too. Like when it's your turn to speak how you feel, it's just not as something that is whatever. And I got this kind of moment the other day, and I was like, you know what? Maybe that is triggering me, of me not feeling like what I go through is as important as another person going through, or a person is looking at whatever I'm going through as whatever. And I was able to pinpoint it to the voice. There's a voice that used to tell me that my stuff wasn't as important. Just because it didn't have anything to do with what that person was going through. That person used to tell me that my stuff wasn't, oh, that little stuff, oh, that little this, oh, that. So in hearing that, when a person could be busy, and this person could have been busy on the other, line of the phone. This person could have had a lot going on, and me just not having that undivided attention. That's why I have a thing with undivided attention. Now I think about it, it was given a whole, when I was doing my shadow work yesterday, it was, everything was coming full circle. And I'm like, okay, so this is a trigger. This hit me here. Why? Because I wanted undivided attention. Why? Because I was told that whatever I was going through wasn't important in this, it being so much confusion going on when I finally expressed, when I listened to you for hours and I expressed 10 minutes of what's going on. Now all of a sudden everything is all crazy. I felt like it was like, okay, this is why I don't say anything. So I was like, nope, you know what? I'm about to reaffirm myself. And I had to go through a place of reaffirming myself. So I do feel like for some of you guys, and then on the other hand, some of you guys are understanding that there are relationships that you have that don't pour into you the way you pour into them. There are relationships around you that do not pour into you the way that you pour into them. You are the river woman, giving, giving, giving. You have an infinite supply. The river woman never runs out. The river woman has infinite supply of water because she comes from an infinite source, and she understands that. She's ready for whatever. She understands that everything is for her good, everything. She's just the epitome of just optimism. And here you are pouring into low vibrational people. And the fern is these low vibrational, negative, not good energy people that's surrounding you. And I've been feeling like this as a whole. Haven't been feeling this fern because I didn't took some scissors and we didn't cut these. We done pulled roots up. And the way my boundaries are set up is just, you couldn't if you even tried, okay? You gonna be mad first before I even be like, just the way that my boundaries are. And I'm standing 10 toes because it was a time where I didn't have boundaries. Like, it was a time where I didn't have those boundaries. It was a time where I wouldn't dare put a boundary up. But now, boundaries be up and in place, okay? Be up, and in place. But there's a river woman that's pouring into people. In the past, you didn't have no water. Look at this. In the past, you were in a drought. You didn't have any water. Now you have a problem with how much that you come from. You have an infinite supply of water. And the problem is coming here is that you are pouring into people who aren't pouring into you. For some of you guys, you need to take that water and pour it into yourself. You're about to, I told y'all, it's a shift going on. This is a major shift that's happening collectively. You may even see yourself get so far out of this karmic cycle that you're just not interested in certain people. You're not interested in having certain conversations. You're just not interested in certain things anymore because you're out of this cycle. Transformation. And we already talked about you sharing that light. You're going into abundance. At first, you didn't have. And that's so crazy. You would think that if you were in this drought mentality at first, you would think that the moment that you get some water, this is all me. I'm drinking all this water. No, 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 no. And you would think that you would get some water and be like, let me get all this water because I don't know when it's going to run out. Not that you would get the water and be like, it's an infinite supply. It's an infinite supply. It's enough for me, them, he, she, we, us, whatever. It's enough for everybody. And your problem is not you don't have enough water, or I want to dictate. It's just that you're realizing I've been watering the fern. I've been watering something that there's no growth going to come out of it. I've been watering something that is not going to, you know, think about you watering an apple tree. You water that apple tree so good that the apple tree bears fruit for the apple tree is going to bear fruit for you to eat. Something is not a cycle. It's not reciprocal. Something is not reciprocal. Now, it's not that you're running out of water. It's just the fact that here you are, the river woman with the infinite supply of water, and water is all things good, all things spirit, all things God. And you realize that not once have this person watered me. Not once have I been watered back from this person, or have this thing watered me. Has it given me any fruit to eat? And I have water. Somebody's about to go into the darkness. Somebody's about to go into the darkness and get their gifts. This is a person going into a darkness, like she's ready to go into the darkness. You have the womb here. This is some new creation, the shift, this womb. Somebody is about to go into the darkness so they can actually accept their gifts. This also has shadow, and you have the fire here. This also is like shadow. Somebody is going into the shadow so they definitely can accept their gifts. For some of you guys, the reason why your shadow gets triggered is because of this river woman. It's because of the water. It's because of what it is that you're watering. It's because you could be watering things that are not watering you. Or you could be giving so much love to something, but then you get low vibrations back. That's because a person is low vibrational. We talked about at first that like a person just has integrity, or a person, just, they don't have to be watched or something like that. And to show their integrity, that's just who they are. For some of you guys, you just get love, or somebody is just a loyal being or a loving being. They just give love. You are just a loyal, a loving being, and you just give love. You don't have to be up to it. You just go and give it. That's what you realize what it is that you're made in. You realize who it is that you actually are. And this is the love. This is what comes out of you being exactly who you are. Okay, you got the first chakra, Archangel Michael. This would be security. This would be securing yourself. This would be establishing better boundaries. This is about you feeling safe and secure. You're taking the approach that's making you feel safe and secure. You're taking the relationships that make you feel safe and secure. Okay? Not the relationships that make you feel empty or make you feel abandoned or used or taken advantage of. You don't want those types of relationships. You want the relationships that's making you feel safe and secure. And you have your person's heart. Like I said, for some of you guys, there are people around you that are not ready to come out of their cycle. They're not ready to come out their cycle. So we can just offer them love. We can offer them support. We can offer them healing, but they would have to want some healing for themselves. Yeah, they would have to want that healing for themselves. They just don't. They would rather be in what's familiar to them, and what's familiar to them is a karmic cycle. The garden and the gate. That's the girl that's thinking about. They think about coming out of it all the time. All right. This is the Magician in the mirror. For some of you guys, you are the healer. You are the healer. There's a need for you to look at yourself as a healer, or you see yourself as the healer. This is a powerful position for you to be in. Also, you're opening up so many different doors. Like I said, for some of you guys, you have become the person that your inner child dreamed of, the version of themselves that they dreamed of becoming, that they were a little too afraid, too insecure, too worried about what other people think to be at that time. And you have become. Also, for some of you guys, you hope to be able to deal with the hostilities that come your way as you take this position as the Magician in the mirror. All right. This is knowing yourself. You hold the wand, and you can open so many different doors with the flick of a wrist. The outcome is door to spirit. There's also a contract here. This is enlightenment. This is also the Akashic records being open to you. There's a storm that's happening, but out of this storm, you would have signed some type of contract, been in some type of union with the person. There is also a lot of intuitive messages that's coming towards you. So you may even feel this as some type of anxiety, feel like you're jumping off. Also, you do have this cornucopia. For some of you guys, you've been going through different doors, or you've been going through some type of wrong door to get to your cornucopia, and it's the door to spirit. It's a door to enlightenment. It's a door to better spirituality. Also, doors are opening up for you right now, because this is divine timing. Right now, it is your time. Okay. So I'm going to leave your reading right here. I hope this reading resonates. If it does, make sure you give this reading a big thumbs up, and make sure you guys are subscribed. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.